Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is currently 6:31 p.m. on this absolutely beautiful Friday evening. I was gonna check the weather. I looked earlier and it was like 82 or 83. I can't remember. Let's see what it says right now. Oh, it's 83 degrees, sunny, and feels like 83. Tomorrow it is going to be 88. And it says plentiful sunshine, high 88, so tomorrow will be really nice, another good pool day. And Sunday is 90, mostly sunny skies, hot, high near 90. And then Monday, 91, mainly sunny sky, mainly sunny, hot, high 91. And then Tuesday, the pool will be closed, maybe. I'll get to that in a second. We've got lots to talk about today. Tuesday is 90, but partly to mostly cloudy. Wednesday, 87, cloudy, variable clouds. Thursday, 86, variable clouds with thunderstorms. Friday, 83, partly cloudy. And then Saturday, 82. We'll get to the pool in just a second. I know I have lots to talk about tonight. I got TV shows to talk about, books, thoughts that I had when I went to the pool today. It's been a long day. I got up early. Alex went to lunch. He left here about 12 o'clock. He was having lunch at his girlfriend's house with a couple of his friends. And so he went over to her house and she lives real close to us. And actually, I went to high school with her husband. Isn't that so funny? Alex met her about 2 years ago. And through like a work thing. And when they were talking, she said something about, now how old is your husband? And Alex was like, however old I was at the time, 49, turning 50. And she said, oh, my husband's the same age. And she said, did your husband grow up here in Indianapolis? And he said, yeah, you know, he went to Carmel High School and graduated in 90 and whatever. And she's like, oh my God, my husband did too. And so Alex like texted me because they were like hanging out and with a couple other people. And he was like, did you know so-and-so in high school? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, what did you think of him? And I said, well, he was popular and not very nice to me in high school. And she gave her husband such a hard time about it. And so then it was funny because her husband ended up coming to what, I think they were at like some like chili thing or chili dinner or whatever. And he ended up coming there to like pick her up. And so Alex FaceTimed me and put him on the thing. And he said, I am so sorry if like I was mean to you in high school and whatever. I said, listen, I said, it's been 30 years. Okay. We can forget it. And he goes, no, like, I mean, and he wasn't like one of my main bullies or anything like that. He was just kind of like part of that group. I don't really remember him saying anything specific to me, but I do remember him being part of like the main group of people. If there were like 5 or 10 guys that like were rather cruel to me. So anyway, it's funny because since then we've gotten like, you know, friendly, and he's totally apologized for it and taken responsibility for it, which I think is nice, you know, so there's some closure to that. I went to my high school reunion, my 20 year, and I went with one of my friends that I was friends with in high school, and Alex went. And I can remember at the time, I had so many people because I had started talking a lot about bullying, and Alex and I were doing a lot of like anti-bullying advocacy in Indianapolis and things like that. And it was at the time that Governor Pence, who later became Vice President Pence, that he had passed the Religious Freedom Act in Indiana. And the Religious Freedom Act said that any business owner could refuse anybody service based on their religious beliefs. So it greatly affected the LGBTQIA+ community, because anybody could say, I'm not going to serve this person because they're gay, because I don't believe, you know, in homosexuality per the Bible or per this or per that or whatever. Which is interesting because at the time that Vice President Pence became Vice President, every house in Indianapolis, not every house, but I would say a great majority. When you would drive down the street, all you would see is signs that said Pence must go, Pence must go, Pence must go, Pence must go. People could not wait for him to get out of being governor of Indiana. I don't think that they expected necessarily that he was going to end up being vice president. But anyway, yeah, that's something that happened. So, interestingly enough, and yeah, so how was I talking about all of that? Why was I talking about all of that? Oh, Alex's friend that he's with today. So they had lunch. She ordered in this, I think it might be like a national chain, but it's called Luciano's, and it's like a Mexican restaurant. So she ordered that in. It was Alex and her and like a couple other girls. And then he texted me about like an hour or two ago, and he said that they were going to this area in Broad Ripple. Well, so we go to Cafe Patashu for what do you call it, for brunch on Sundays. So the woman that owns it actually owns several restaurants here in Indianapolis. She owns like Napolese, which is like pizza. It's like Mediterranean food. And she owns several different restaurants. One of the restaurants that she owns, or I think her daughter owns, or she helped her daughter open or something like that, is called Le Petit Choux. And it's kind of like a smaller Cafe Patashu, but it pretty much has the same menu except for that they're open for dinner and lunch, and that they also have like a full bar, and they have cheeseburgers and grilled cheeses and things like that. Well, Cafe Patashu actually has a grilled cheese on a waffle, and then it comes with a side of tomato artichoke soup. So you can get that at Cafe Patashu. But anyway, it's really cute. Broad Ripple is like, you know, the artsy area of Indianapolis, and it's where my mom went to high school, things like that. And it's just fun to walk down. There's a lot of people watching and things like that. And there's tons and tons of, it's like restaurant, art gallery, little store, little boutique, things like that. A lot of bars. It's where Butler University, like all the kids go out on the weekends and stuff like that. So Le Petit Choux is kind of on a side street and looks across the street at the river, and like past another restaurant on the river, and so you can sit outside. So they wanted to go there and sit outside and have a glass of champagne. So they went there to go have a glass of champagne, and then he said he would be home after that. So I don't know when that'll be. I said to him, I said, so are you going to be hungry for dinner? Because he had said to me earlier today, he's like, do you want to go somewhere for dinner tonight? And I was like, I don't know. I kind of want to just stick around the house and whatever. He was like, oh, well, we don't have to. He's like, I might be still hungry from lunch. So when he texted me, I said, so are you not going to be hungry for dinner? And he goes, well, you didn't seem very interested in going to dinner earlier. And I go, well, I'm kind of not, honestly. Like I said, I was thinking if you were going to be home, we could maybe just get pizza and then watch like a show, or I want to watch Meg 2, The Trench, or Meg 3, or whatever it is. I want to watch that one. And so what he said, so I said to him, I said, do you know what time we're going to be home? He's like, I have no idea. It won't be late, but you know, we're going to go over there and have a glass of champagne and whatever. I said, okay. I said, then I'll just order some food and figure out what I'm going to do. Actually, oh, I thought that sounded like his car. So anyway, yeah, so he has plans on Sunday night. He's going to a concert, but tomorrow he doesn't have any plans at all. I will probably film a few videos. I think I'm going to try to, tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday, be at the pool most of the day. So I'm going to be filming videos after and before. So the vlog, I'd like to get everything done before, and then go to the pool, and then film my vlog afterwards, if I can do that. I don't know how busy the pool will be tomorrow. We're going to talk about the pool in a second. So anyway, so that's my plan for the next couple days. And if I don't get a lot of videos filmed, I don't get a lot of videos filmed. It is what it is, you know? I might just take the next couple days and enjoy the end of summer, because I'm kind of sad about it anyway. I talked about that at length on my Peterisms channel. I'm going to talk about it over here too. But yeah, so then I said to Alex something about like maybe tomorrow night we could like either get pizza and stay in and watch like a movie and some shows, because we've got shows to catch up on. I said, or maybe we could go to dinner somewhere, like somewhere just like low-key, like Olive Garden, Applebee's or something, and then go watch a movie. And he was like, yeah, that sounds like fun. So we're either going to stay in tomorrow and get like pizza and watch some shows and a movie, depending on how he feels, or like if he's like feeling in the mood to go out, or we'll go out to dinner and see a movie maybe, or something like that. So we'll figure it out tomorrow. There's a couple movies I want to see right now. So I was talking to a friend earlier, and they were saying that they watched the new Meg movie, Meg 2 or Meg 3 or whatever it is, The Trench. And I think it's Meg 2, but why do I feel like it's Meg 3? Like, I feel like I've seen 2 of them already, but I'm probably wrong, right? There was the Meg 1, which was like with the woman and her little girl that worked at like the ocean place and whatever. And then, but was that the same one where the little dog is on the boat, and then maybe that's the same one, and I'm just getting confused and thinking it's 2 different ones. I feel like there was 2 separate ones though. Anyway, maybe this is, let's look it up, shall we, and see how many Meg movies have there been. I think I read the first book. I've worn my reading glasses all day today, you guys, and like off and on, and I think they're hurting my eyes a little bit. How many Meg movies are there? Okay. 2. So that one must have been the first one I'm thinking of. There's Meg, the Meg, which came out in 2018, and then there's Meg 2, The Trench, which apparently you can rent online, like Apple TV and stuff, so we may do that. Alex will want to watch that, and I think he said he wanted to watch it anyway. There's also the Insidious movie. You know what, let's just go to Apple TV right now, and let's see the new movie rentals that are out. Store, movies, new movie releases. Okay, Meg 2, The Trench, Spider-Man, oh, the new Indiana Jones movie. Oh, I want to see that too. Well, you can buy it for $19.99. You can't rent, which is still cheaper than going to the movie theater, right? Oh, No Hard Feelings. I want to see that one too, with Jennifer Lawrence. Produces and stars in No Hard Feelings, a laugh-out-loud, edgy comedy. That's the one where she gets hired to basically be that guy's girlfriend. That looks real cute. You can rent that one, actually, for $5.99 on Apple TV. Okay. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, no thank you. The Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, no thank you. Meg 2, The Trench. My Lord, you can buy it for $24.99 or rent it for $19.99. I think I'd rather just buy it for $5 more. The Last Voyage of the Demeter, what's that? Oh, that looks scary. A terrifying new addition to the Dracula legend. No, thank you. I want to see if the Insidious movie is out. The Covenant. I heard that was really good. Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. Oh, Guy Ritchie, that was married to Madonna. Follows U.S. Army Sergeant John Kinley, Jake Gyllenhaal. War movie. I don't typically love war movies. The Boogeyman. What's this horror movie? The Boogeyman is a horror thriller from the mind of bestselling author Stephen King. High school student Sadie Harper and her younger sister Sawyer are reeling from the recent death of their mother and aren't getting much support from their father Will, a therapist who is dealing with his own pain. When a desperate patient unexpectedly shows up at their home seeking help, he leaves behind a terrifying supernatural entity that preys on families and feeds on the suffering of its victims. Oh, Sophie Thatcher from Yellow Jackets, Chris Messina from Birds of Prey. That looks pretty good. You have to buy it for $14.99. No, thank you. Okay. Oh, The Little Mermaid! You have to buy it for $12.99. Is The Little Mermaid on the Disney Channel yet? Let's look and see. Because Alex really wants to see that. I want to be where the people aren't. My neighbor's talking. Okay, we're going to get to the neighbor update here in a second. Here it is, Little Mermaid. Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good. How about you?
Good. Relaxing. Relaxing and enjoying this beautiful evening.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Oh well.
Okay, it says trailer. Oh, coming to Disney Plus September 6th, 2023. Well, we can wait for it to come to Disney Plus. We don't need to pay $20 to see it. I want to be where the people aren't. The Flash. Oh, my husband, he watches that TV show. I don't need to even get started on all that. Why is The Devil Wears Prada on the top movies chart? Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Alex would love to watch that. There's a couple movies that we have that we would want to watch. What's Past Lives? This looks good. $19.99. No, ma'am. Why are all these movies so expensive? That looks like a Star Trek movie. Two childhood sweethearts, after decades apart, are reunited for one fateful weekend in New York as they confront notions of destiny, love, and the choices that make a life in this heart-churning modern romance from filmmaker Celine Song. It only looks like Star Trek because of the shirt that this guy has on it. But can I just tell you, this looks like an Oscar contender, so I might have to watch that. Sisu is action. During the last desperate days of World War II. I don't love war movies. I'm sorry, I just don't. You Hurt My Feelings. I heard that was really good. The Baker. What's that? Mild-mannered baker Ron Perlman must resurrect his violent past in order to rescue his estranged son from the mob and protect his granddaughter from the hitman sent to find her. Good Judy Mel would love that. She loves all that mob stuff. Cobweb. Here's another horror movie. 8-year-old Peter is plagued by a mysterious constant tap from inside his bedroom wall, tapping that his parents insist is all his imagination. As Peter's fear intensifies, he believes that his parents could be hiding a terrible, dangerous secret and questions their trust. And for what? What could be more frightening than that? A spider. I'm not real down with spiders. I mean, it's okay. It's whatever. But, like, I don't want to have to be dealing with movies. Oh, Barbie. You can pre-order it for $24.99 right now. When does it come out? Let's say. I think those are all the new movies. A lot of these are older movies. I go in here to the movies every once in a while because, oh my lord, Clash of the Titans from 1981 is 43 on the top movies chart. Who even liked that movie when it came out? Do you guys remember that? I remember being forced to watch that at friends' houses. It was so stupid. Oh my lord, Insidious, the Red Door 2023. Here it is. You can rent it for $19.99. No, ma'am. Why would you want? I mean, there's some movies I'd pay that much for, but not that. That's ridiculous. I want to be where the people aren't. I know you guys are dying to find out what happened to my neighbors, but she's right across the yard. And so I can't tell you yet until she goes inside. And I actually just found out myself right before I started filming this vlog. Because, and no, this is not an ASMR video. Because they have not been out in their yard all day today. So I just went over there and I was like, hey, I was worried about you last night. I just found out what happened. So I'll tell you when she goes inside, but she's watering her plants right now. So anyway, last night, what did I do last night? Last night I watched Big Brother, The Live Eviction. Do y'all want to know who the new head of household is, or do you want to wait till Sunday? I'll let you wait till Sunday in case you don't follow the feeds and things like that. Needless to say, it's going to be an interesting week. So I watched I did not take a nap last night, which my husband texted me because he was telling me that he was getting ready to come home from his friend's house. So we went out to dinner last night for his friend's birthday, and they went back to his friend's house, this other friend's house, for like birthday cupcakes and things like that. And then he stayed there for like an hour and he came home. Well, when he was getting ready to come home, I texted him. I said, I thought you'd be gone longer because I thought he'd be gone for, a couple hours at least. Hours and hours on end. And he was like, no, he's like, everybody's kind of like going home. So he's like, I'm going to come home. And I was like, okay. So they went to the hibachi grill and they went over to this girl's house, and then he came home. And what a boring gathering. He was texting me about this whole thing that his one friend has. Here, I'll tell you what it is. Now he's wanting to get one of these, and he wants me to get one too to track my sleep. This was the picture that I sent Little Boo Radley last night in bed. Look at Little Boo Radley, how sweet he is. Oh my Lord. And he said, he hearted it, and then he said, I love him. Oh, and then I said, he misses you, and that's when he said, I'm about to head home. And, this is where he said, hold on a second, they wanted to try to get cute. He said, before this, he was asking me about this accurate health information accessible to everybody, ouraring.com. He asked me would you want one of these? It tracks your sleep patterns and health stats too. I said, maybe. You must be having fun. Your birthday party, if this is the stuff that you're looking at. And he goes, LOL, I'm surprised you're not napping. Ah! Actually, he said his friend is wearing one, and we were talking about it, and I looked it up so I could see what the options there were. And I said, and I'm not napping, and you're rude. And he goes, you're rude. And then he put LOL. And that's when I sent him the little picture of Boo Radley. See that he like hearted and stuff like that. And then I came home right after that. So he came home and he took Boo Radley out for a while. And then I was watching Fear the Walking Dead when he got home. I watched like 4 episodes last night. I'm on episode, I had to remember because this stupid AMC app, if you guys have it, let me know if you have the same thing. Okay, if you put at the end of it, it'll come up and it'll say new episode in 30 seconds. If you push that, right, and go to the next episode, when you close it down and you come back into it, it'll bring you, like, to the first episode that you were watching it, you did that. So it could be like 3 episodes before. So what you have to do is you have to go back into that episode. You have to pull it all the way through the line to the very end and then do it to the next one and do the next one. Well, last night when I was doing that, because I wanted it to be on the newest episode, it kept on going back to the one before it. I was like, I don't understand why it's doing this. So I had to remember that I was on the 10th. I think I'm in the middle of the 10th episode. Now I will tell you, I thought I had gotten rid of my trazodone, but I hadn't. And so I remember, like, the sleep struggle is real, right? And so I had remembered that somebody told me that you have to take it a couple days in a row, right? So I wasn't even going to bring this up on here because I know that there's going to be so many opinions about it. But I'm not taking the, what do you call it anymore, the herbal supplements, because they don't work. So for the last 3 days, I have taken the trazodone when I go to bed. The first night, I don't think it worked at all. I think it, in fact, made me more restless. The second night, I fell asleep. Well, I don't remember. I don't remember which night. One night I fell asleep rather quickly. Go back and watch the vlogs. I say on there, like, when I fall asleep quickly and whatever. One night I fell asleep pretty quickly. One night I was more restless. I don't remember. And last night, I couldn't really tell either way. So I don't know how long you have to let it build up in your system. But I'm going to take it for an entire week. And I'm going to see if I notice any difference in it whatsoever. And if I do, then I'll continue to take the trazodone. If not, then I'm done with the trazodone for good. Because I don't really think it helps me. But when I was taking it, I would take, you know, one night and then not, and then one night and not. And people were telling me that you have to let it, like, build up in your system. You have to take it several days in a row. So when I saw that it was up in the cabinet, because I was, like, you know, going through there and cleaning out, like, the herbal supplements and things like that. And I was like, oh, I still do have this trazodone. I thought I got rid of it. I was like, well, since I still have it, I might as well, I mean, it's not expired or anything. I mean, probably for another year. So I was like, I might as well try to take this the way that people suggested it to me. My doctor never said anything about it having to build up in my system or take it several days in a row. I think he probably just assumed that I would. But it doesn't work at all. And no, I haven't scheduled an appointment to talk to my neurologist about this yet. I have a call in to him, but I haven't scheduled anything. So I need to do that. I'm like, it's Friday. And Monday's Labor Day, so that'll have to be Tuesday. I need to actually put that on my list. Let me... Because his assistant is not getting back to me. So I'm going to have to call again. Okay. Let me put this on my list. Hold on a second. I want to be where the people aren't. I know those aren't the words, but those are not my words. Set up appointment. Okay. Okay. Here's the situation. Oh, I reviewed the pizza cupcakes. I can take that off there. The truth about poop spray. I can take that off there. I did that video already. So anyway, I watched like 4 episodes of Fear the Walking Dead last night. I was so into it. I did not listen to any of my audiobook, which I said I was going to finish it, and I didn't. I think when I get done with this vlog, because it's such a beautiful evening, I'm like deleting this. I had this whole huge note thing about my video about Jaclyn Hill today, so I'm deleting it so I can make my list for tomorrow. I make a list for myself for every day of like all the videos that I'm gonna make. The first video that I have on here is the vlog. Is always my first video. I put vlog. There's like an order that I have them in. It's not the order that I do them in necessarily, but it's the order that I have them in. And it's vlog, drama, Peterisms, review, booktube, Peter Does Stuff. I think it's the order that I started them in. Maybe, no, that's not true because I didn't start my vlog channel until after I had my drama channel. I want to be where the people aren't. I've had on here for booktube my new favorite cozy and my reading update for like weeks now, and I haven't done that video, so I need to do that video. Also, clean clothes closet and dust. And now I have set up this appointment, so I need to do that on Tuesday. I'll put that on Tuesday. Hold on a second. So then I went to bed, and then Alex, since he was going to lunch today, well, he left her, I guess it was closer to like 12:20 or something like that. He had to go to Costco first. He asked me if I wanted to go to Costco. I didn't want to go to Costco because we had run a bunch of errands. So he dropped me off, and then I just started filming videos immediately. And I filmed a drama video. My neighbors were doing something next door that was like really loud, like they were power washing like the driveway, or power washing like something like they were doing the driveway, but they were also power washing, I think, like their walkway. So it was really loud out here, and so I filmed my drama video in the bedroom. I filmed a Peter Does Stuff video about the truth about poop spray. So if you want to know the real truth about poop spray, go over there and watch that video. I filmed that in the bedroom as well. And then I made these pizza cupcakes that were on Shark Tank that I got at Fresh Time. I filmed that review. And then at that point, it was like getting all, because my drama video was like an hour long. I think it was literally right at an hour. My one yesterday was right at an hour. And I was like, okay, I already know that I want to vlog when I get back. And it was like 4 o'clock. And I wanted to get to the pool for a little bit. I think it was, I don't remember what time it was. But I was like, I want to get to the pool for a little bit. Because I know that, you know, we only have a few days left and all this kind of stuff. So, I was like, I'm not going to film a Peterisms video today. I'm not going to film a booktube video today. But I went to the pool, and the pool was, even though it was 83, it was freezing cold. So my neighbor across the street is sitting on her little bench. It's so cute. Oh, she just got up. So I sat there for a second, and I was like pondering the world and endings and things like that, which I'll talk about in just a second. I got real kind of sad at the pool today. And then I came back and I filmed a Peterisms video, and which I hadn't expected to, talking basically about what started at the pool, but I talked about a lot of other things in my Peterisms video, memories and things my dad taught me and all kinds of stuff. It stopped. It's kind of almost more like a vlog. She is so busy tonight. I want to tell you guys what happened. I may have to take this inside. I told her, I said, I shared on my vlog that I was worried about you, and people were telling me that I should go knock on your door and blah, 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 whatever. And I said, so I'm going to have to tell them what happened. And she was like, well, that's fine. She was like, I'm glad that people are worried. That's so nice. She was like, that was so nice that you guys were, because I was texting my neighbor next door last night, and I was saying, have you seen them outside today? And she was like, no, I haven't seen them at all. And I go, well, the garage door's been open. It's open late. I mean, it was open all night long. I went to bed like at 5:30 and it was still open. And so I was texting my neighbor, my younger neighbor, last night, because she knows them too. And I said, have you seen them outside at all? She was like, no, not at all today. And I go, well, I haven't seen them either. And their trash cans are still out. They're always the first people to take their trash cans out. Voices carry in this neighborhood. I already told her I was going to share with you guys what happened, but so anyway, I'll just share it now. Just get it over with, because I know people are dying to know what happened. So I got more and more freaked out as the night went on. Like, I almost kind of was like, the later it got, I was like, well, maybe I should go over there and check on them. And when I was texting my neighbor, she was like, do you think we should go over there and just close the garage door for them and come out? I go, no, I don't want to wake them up, because I thought, now I know her husband goes to sleep early. She told me that she usually falls asleep on the patio or on her chair while she's reading, and then she gets up at about, well, she usually falls asleep in her chair about 11, and then she gets up at about 2, and she goes into their bedroom at like 2 o'clock. So she's like, so you can always text me or call me. And she was like, if you're worried about me. And she was like, she was really appreciative, because I was like, I was really worried about you. And so, but my neighbor and I, we were like, okay, do you think we should do anything about it? Do you think we should call the police? And she's like, no. She's like, I've left my garage door open before. And she was like, and I've just totally forgotten and whatever. I go, well, maybe that's what it is. But it's just really weird to me, because they always close it like at a certain time. And they always have their like their garbage cans like up. And they had like both of them out, right? Like the garbage and the recycling bin were both out there. And I was like, this is weird that they haven't taken either one of them in. He is so specific about it that he pulls his car out in the driveway so that he can get the garbage bins inside. So they have like a certain space that they go in. It's like my Uncle Dave, they're having the tape on the floor that has to go in, you know, how all about it. I mean, they're very specific with this stuff. So it was weird to me that they left it, you know, out and then whatever, and that their garage door was open. So my neighbor and I, when we were texting about it, she said, because she was going to get up earlier than me, and she said, if I get up earlier than you, oh, here's my other neighbor walking his dog. She was like, if I get up earlier than you, and the trash cans are still there, and the garage door is still open, then I will go over and check. And I was like, well, don't go over there alone. Like, you can wait till I get up, and I'll go over there with you if you want. Because I didn't want to go over there if there was something, you know, scary that had happened. I mean, I didn't know, in all honesty. I mean, this is a really safe neighborhood. I didn't see anybody come or go in their house at all that day. I don't know, it's my cozy mystery mind, and Fear of the Walking Dead probably that's like making me think. I told her that. I said I was worried about you. I said, it's probably just my cozy mystery mind. But anyway, so today when I got up, because like I said, I got up earlier so that Alex could take me to run some errands and stuff like that. She texted me like right before I got up, and she was like, she's out in the yard working. She was like, so everything must be okay. And I was like, thank God. Well then, even though I didn't film out here, she actually just asked me about that. She said, I heard you say you can't film outside anymore. And I go, well, because they had tree pruners next door. She was getting the ducks cleaned the other day, and he's doing whatever to the driveway and the walkway. And she goes, oh, because it's loud? And I go, yeah, it's like really loud, like the camera picks it up. And she goes, oh, that makes sense. She's like, I heard you saying that. I must have said it on my Peterisms video, because that's the only video I filmed outside today. I don't know. But she can like literally hear everything I say. She goes, well, I thought you were inside filming a video, railing on that Colleen Behringer. It's like, I didn't talk so much about Colleen Behringer today. But I filmed in the bedroom, and I told her that was easier, which is actually kind of a good thing that I've learned. I think there's something about the ring light that focuses, unfocuses, focuses, unfocuses. I don't love the ring light. I know it does it on this too. I have gotten so comfortable just filming out here on this table. It's so easy for me. I mean, I just have this silly little, let me show you. I have this like silly little like table that I got at, what do you call it, at Walmart years ago. And I have my glasses and my phone right here, my coffee cup in my lap. But like, you guys are on a tripod. And so I was like gonna try to bend it up to show you. It's so easy. Like, I just keep the tripod next to my computer, and then I just throw it on here, and I come out here, and I don't know, it's so much easier than sitting in the chair filming on the ring light. And honestly, I don't think people really care that much. I don't think it's like people are like missing the chair with the ring light and stuff. I mean, when it becomes winter, I'll go back to doing that. But the lighting in the bedroom is pretty good. And so I can just make the bed and then film in the bedroom, you know? So anyway, I was out here though, because I would like drink coffee while like videos were uploading and whatever, right? They were not out in their yard at all today. I didn't see anybody coming and going. And so finally, but the garage door was up. And at one point I saw, and the trash cans were still out there today. And at one point I saw her car was gone. So I was like, well, they must be fine. I don't know what the trash cans are doing out. So anyway, right before I started vlogging, I was waiting for my Peterisms video to finish rendering so I could start uploading it. It's uploading right now. And so I think it said it was going to take like 42 minutes or 52 minutes to upload. So I was like, well, that's perfect. It'll be done by the time I'm done vlogging. But anyway, so she was out here watering her plants and stuff. She's still out there. She's sitting on the bench picking weeds right now, or picking plants or something. She said she extended her yard even more and to put some more mulch down. And she goes, nobody's going to say anything to me at the end of the summer. I was like, well, that's true. So anyway, I walked over there and I said, I was really worried about you guys last night. She was like, you were? Why? And I said, well, it was like late in the evening. You guys always close your door by like 6, no later than 7. I mean, it's always like 6:30, right? And she goes, we didn't close our garage door last night? And I go, no, it was open all night long. She goes, are you sure? I go, yeah, I literally sat here. I mean, I can see it. Like, this is how far I have to move over to see it. I can see it, okay? And I was like, I kept on looking at it all night long, and it was, I was up till like 5:30, and it was open. She was like, I could have sworn that I closed it last night. And I said, nope. I said, and the trash cans were out here, and so it freaked me out because I said, her husband's always the first one in the neighborhood, moves his car out, puts the trash cans back up as soon as the trash is, you know, come and picked up the trash. She goes, well, we had this company that cleans out the bins. They like hose them down, like power wash them and hose them out. She said, we had them come today. So we just left the trash cans out so that they could clean out the bins. I go, oh, well, that makes sense. I didn't even think about that, right? And she's like, kind of looked at me and she goes, well, I'm sorry that we worried you. She goes, but that's so nice that you were so worried about us. And that's when I told her that I talked about it on the vlog. I said, yeah, and I said, my mind is just running because there were these 2 like huge shotgun sounds. And she goes, oh no, I heard those. And she had said something to her husband, and he used to be in the Coast Guard. And he said, that didn't sound like shotguns, it sounded like artillery. I don't know, nobody knows what that sound is like. Nobody that's walked by that I've asked knows what it was. So, but they are fine and they are good. And she told me, she said, if anything like that happens again and the garage door is not down, she was like, would you please let me know? Just text me. She's like, I'm up till at least 11. I think that any time going to bed before 11 is too early. And I said, if I had known that, I would have texted you or I would have come over there. I said, so yeah, absolutely, I'll let you know. And she said, okay. So she's fine, he's fine, everything's fine. And her garden is like even more beautiful now than it was when I filmed my video doing the garden tour. I mean, it's like literally like some of it has doubled in size since I did that video like a week ago. It's beautiful. She said she moved some stuff around too though and added mulch. So I don't know. She said she extended it even more, but it doesn't really look like she did. Anyway, so there's that. And then let me tell you about the pool drama. Okay, so my neighbor next door, she goes to the pool literally like every single day. And so she texted me the other day and was asking me about how long is the pool going to be open? Are they going to close it on Labor Day and stuff like that? Because a couple years ago, I think I shared this the other day, when the guy that ran the pool was still alive, he was so nice. And she and I were going to the pool like every single day, and we begged him to keep the pool open. And he was like, yeah, absolutely. And so she was like, well, I don't understand why it's $700, because I was telling her that my neighbor across the street, that I go to the pool with quite a bit, that she's on the board, and she brought it to the board that people wanted to keep it open. Apparently there's this guy that's in charge of the pool that's on the board, okay? He never goes to the pool. He's never at the pool. I don't know why he's the one that's in charge of the pool, but he is. So anyway, and he's like my age. So apparently he's the one that told her that it costs $700 to keep open another 2 weeks. Well, in talking to Caroline, my cousin on the phone, I was saying that to her, and I was like, don't you think that sounds outrageous? Well, Caroline's like on her HOA board in her neighborhood, which is houses, not condos. So they only pay like an annual HOA fee. She said no. She said because I checked to see, what they have to do is they have to send like a water sample off like once a week. So she said she checked to see how much it would cost to keep the pool open. My nose is starting to itch because I trimmed my beard and shaved today. She said she checked to see how much it would be to keep the pool open for another couple of weeks. Which part of their excuse is that our pool is considered a public pool, which I don't know why that is when it's in a private neighborhood, but it's apparently considered a public pool. I have no idea why. But the other thing is that maybe it's because you don't have to have memberships or something like that. That can be the only thing I have to think, you know. But anyway, it's considered a public pool. That's number one thing, which is supposed to be open on Memorial Day and closes on Labor Day. That's kind of the law of the land here in Indiana. Always has been ever since I was a kid. Pools open on Memorial Day, they close on Labor Day. That's always been how it is in Indiana ever since I can remember. I mean, backyard pools you can keep open. My dad kept his pool open until October and would heat it for me because he knew I loved to swim so much. So, and I used to use it when I was younger. It was like the older I got, I stopped using the pool as much. But anyway, I like got mosquito bites on my ankles. How did that even happen? I don't know. So, what was I saying? So anyway, Caroline was like, yeah, she checked with the pool company that does the maintenance on their pool. And she said that she was quoted $650. So she's set for 2 weeks. So she doesn't think that $700 is that outlandish. She was like, I think that's kind of the going rate. It sounded like they had a goose or something. The goose that laid the golden egg. So anyway, my neighbor next door, she ain't having it because she loves the pool. She goes to the pool I love the pool, but she goes to the pool every single day. And it's supposed to be upper 80s or low 90s next week. Although it's supposed to rain some days, it's still supposed to be nice and stuff like that. So she's like, now who on the board? And I was telling her, you know, our neighbor across the street. She's like, okay, well, I'm going to text her. I said, she's going to tell you the same thing that she told me, that he told her that they can't keep the pool open because it costs too much. And she goes, well, I'm confused as to why the guy that died a couple years ago, he could keep the pool open almost till October, and it didn't cost $700. Why does it cost $700 this time? And why can't we keep it open because it's a public pool? She said, I'm going to text him. Well, they've been putting out all these things and whatever about questions that you can ask about finances with the HOA and all this kind of stuff. And she goes, and if he won't give me an answer and he refuses to give me the pool budget, she goes, because I want to know what the pool budget is and what part of the HOA that we pay goes towards the pool budget. she said, and if he refuses it to me, she goes, I'm just going to ask it as a blanket state question in those questions that he wants everybody to ask questions about the budget. She goes, because he's not going to refuse it to me then, because she goes, then I'll make a fuss about it. And I'll be like, well, you don't want to answer this question. Why don't you want to answer the question about the pool budget? Like, we have a right to know that, which we do have a right to know, right? This is the big HOA kind of drama stuff that goes on. So she texts him, right? And he texts her back this very lengthy text about it being a public pool and yada, yada, yada. But they can, yada, maybe see if they can keep it open. It doesn't really have to do with that being a public pool. It's like part private, part public. So I think we can make up our minds whether or not we keep it open. But he said it cost $700 to keep it open for 2 weeks, which apparently it's because they have to take water samples and send them off and then come out and do maintenance, and they only do maintenance once a week, but apparently that's $350 a week. I don't know how, but apparently that's what it is. And sending the water off is the most expensive part to make sure that it's okay and things like that. What she didn't know was that my other friend, the one that walked by here the other day that had the cute jeans on and stuff like that goes to the pool a lot, that I go to the pool sometimes, I saw her when I was walking to the pool because she and her friend were walking down the street. They were looking at the little public library, thing that we have by the pool. And she said, oh, I saw him this morning, and I said to him, it would be really nice if we could keep the pool open a couple more days. And she goes, he said he's really trying that so many people have mentioned that he's really trying to work. No, he wasn't. He wasn't working on it at all before. He gave the woman on the board that goes to the pool a lot, he told her a flat out no. But now that a lot of people in the neighborhood are begging to keep the pool open and are complaining about it, now he's considering, he's trying to figure out a way to make it work, is what he told her. Well, she texted me, my neighbor texted me, and she said now he's saying that he's trying to get it to work. He's trying to figure out how we can at least keep it open for at least a couple more days, like through Wednesday or Thursday. Caroline made a good point, because Caroline's dying to go to the pool on Wednesday, which I think is the day it's supposed to rain or be cloudy or something. Caroline's like, do we know anybody that has a pool? I'm like, listen, sister, okay? You done gone to so many pool parties this summer that you had to skip out on Peter days because you had to go to your pool party, okay? We're going to brunch and doing some shopping on Wednesday. But no, truly, if it was a nice day, we could go to the pool. So Caroline said, why don't you see if, like, the pool maintenance people, when they shut down the pool, they don't just have one pool to shut down. They have 15 or 20 pools to shut down. She said, why don't you see if you can get on the end of the list? And I go, well, why don't you see if you can get on the end of your pool list and you're in charge of your pool? She goes, well, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll text them and see. I think she's like the vice president of the pool or something. She got some fancy title like that. She was going to text the president of the pool and see if they could get, like, close the pool down at the end of the, the week. So maybe, like, if they came out on, like, Thursday or Friday to close down the pool, you still get, like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Well, we get Monday, but, like, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, to still use it. All we want is Wednesday so that Caroline and I can go to the pool. But anyway, I mean, I would like for it to stay open another 2 weeks. I'm sure there'll be at least one nice day or 2 nice days in that, 2 weeks. I'd be happy with that. So that's the big going on in the neighborhood right now, is that everybody's trying to keep this pool open. Now, my neighbor across the street, the one I was worried about, she don't go to the pool. She said too many kids pee in that pool. I'm like half tempted to shout at her and be like, now why is it you say you don't go in that pool? Hey, why is it that you said that you don't like to go to that pool up there? I was just telling them about that. She said, because kids pee in it. It does have a nice yellow hint to it. What are you doing over there? Picking lima beans? Deadheading the choreopathy? I don't know. Choreopsly? I can't say that. The bugs are too loud. I can't hear. She's deadheading some flowers, whatever they're called. I couldn't pronounce it. My other neighbor walked down the street, and it's so funny. She's the one that has the dog that, like, pulls her. She had the dog that passed, and she got another, It's cute, too. And I have a perfect view of you from right there. You have a perfect view of me too? Well, see, I can keep watch on you right there. Hey, we could get those tin cans with a string and then we could talk to each other through it. Talk about a cozy mystery happening right here on the street. I thought the cozy mystery was going to be you. I was so worried. Oh, but the neighbor that has the dog that like pulls her down the street, she got these new sunglasses, and at first they look like this big. At first, she's kind of a smaller woman. She's real sweet. But I don't know why she's wearing sunglasses. I mean, it's pretty outside tonight, but it's not like it's that sunny or anything, you know. But the last couple of days, she must have got them just recently. The last couple of days, she's been wearing these sunglasses. But I was looking real close one day, and they're like those goggle sunglasses that like go all the way around your head. But I think they're too tight on her head because they like smush her hair and stuff like that. But she just keeps on walking with those sunglasses on her head. It's real cute. She like walks like twice around the neighborhood by herself, and then like twice. Well, she takes her dog, then she walks once by herself in the morning. Then at night she takes the dog, and then she walks another time by herself. She's real sweet. She can't hear a lick that you say to her though, unless you're looking right at her. And she's always like, I'm really hard of hearing, I'm sorry. She's like, can you look? She's real sweet. There's a lot of really like nice neighbors in the neighborhood that kind of like very much stick to themselves. In fact, I was walking back from the pool the other day, and there was this woman getting her mail. I had never seen this woman before in my entire life. And she actually wasn't that much older than me. She was probably 5 or 10 years older than me. And I was like, I did not even know that you lived in this neighborhood. Who is this texting me? Anyway. Well, nobody really watches these vlogs on Friday anyway, and here I've gone almost an hour. I'm at 51 minutes, so I should probably get off here, don't you think? Now I'm at 52 minutes. Do I have anything else I want to tell you? So that's the drama with the pool. Now we know what happened to her. Now what we did last night. I know what you did last summer. And now, oh, I didn't even talk about, I want to talk about my pool situation real quick for a second. I talked about it on my vlog, on my Peterisms video, but I want to talk about it over here too. So I got so sad at the pool, you guys. I won't go on and on and on about it, but I was sitting in the pool, and this neighbor of mine, that he has his daughter, she's in 3rd grade. He's a real nice guy. They live in this beautiful house outside of our neighborhood, and he don't work, and I don't know how. They must have some money or something like that, but he's real nice, and he always is like getting in the pool. He's got a daughter that's in like a freshman in high school, and then this girl's in 3rd grade, and he's always in the pool like swimming with them and doing jumps and dives and stuff like that. Really nice guy. And he and his daughter ride their bikes down there, and then while they were there, his wife walked around, and she was like hanging on the fence like talking to them. He goes, okay, you can go home now so that we can be in the pool. I was like, you're like one of the kids. But anyway, he's really nice. And so anyway, up there's my neighbor with the dog. You wore your shoes tonight. Were you power washing your driveway earlier?
I was doing the sidewalk.
Oh, you were power washing the sidewalk?
I did through the driveway just to get the dirt off.
What is in that bag? Is that all of his poop?
It's a big bag.
It's a what?
There's not that much poop. It's just a big bag.
It's like all smeared on the side. It's a clear bag.
Yeah, it was.
Ugh.
It's something I'm reusing. Get rid of it.
Gross.
It's gross. It keeps people from coming up to me.
That's what you're trying to do, is keep people from coming up to you.
You got a second?
Yeah, let me try. He's going to listen. He's going to tell me some secrets of the neighborhood. So let me turn this off. I'll be right back. Okay. He was telling me all the secrets of the neighborhood, which is so funny because he's not like typically a big gossiper. But he was telling me stuff. He's like, if you're filming, you don't have to. I was like, don't worry about it. People stop me all the time. He's like, does that not bother you? I go, the only time it ever bothers me is, I mean, if you're going to film on your front porch, people are going to stop you, right? So that's my own damn fault for filming out here. But the only time is when, now you have to remember, okay, he and his wife are like, I think they're like 62, 63. They just retired in the last couple years. And they retired a little bit early. But, the average age of my neighborhood is like 75 to 85, right? So they don't, they get it. They get what I do. They don't really get, she was just telling me, she was like, people haven't seen you out here the last couple days. They were really worried when you were in Arizona, and they're really worried again. I'm like, well, I've been filming inside because it's been so loud and stuff like that. She's like, oh, well, people are worried. I've been telling them that you're fine, that you're okay. But anyway, the only time that it irritates me, and I can't even, I was just telling him this, I can't even make it up, is when I'm filming a review video out here, and it's like a drink that I've opened, or like an ice cream cone, or something like that, right? And I'm like halfway through the review. Like, if the review is going to be 12 minutes, I'm like at the 10-minute mark. And somebody's standing at the end of my lawn, and they're like this. Are you filming? And I can't, right? I can't just keep on pushing through, because they're literally like this. Hey, are you filming? I need to tell you something. And then what they have to tell me is some HOA drama, So I just stop it. And then I have to start it all over and act like I've never had this drink before. This is the most amazing drink in the entire world. So the few people that do that, I've asked them, I was like, if you see me eating something or drinking something while I'm not just my coffee, but what, can you please, just wait until I'm done? Trust me, they're short videos, I'll be done very quickly. And they're like, yeah, no problem at all. So that's why I've been doing a lot of those in the kitchen, because they're just easier that way. But anyway, I was sitting at the pool today, and he and I had been talking, but he was doing dives and jumping in with his daughter and stuff like that. And I was sitting on the step. The water was real cold today. I mean, even though it was A2 or A3, the water was ice cold. So I didn't really sit in the water that much. I actually got out and sat in the chair and kind of dried off and stuff. Sprayed my Sunbums face spray on and put my coconut deodorant and all that kind of stuff. And I think my hair looks kind of nice tonight, don't you think? So anyway, I was sitting there on the stairs, and I just got kind of overwhelmingly sad. I've always had a hard time with endings. I was talking about this in Peterism's video, so I'll probably repeat some of the things, but I don't want to get into a huge long dissertation about it or discussion about it or talk about it. But, when I was a kid, I think my dad kind of fed into that a little bit, because he would always have me say goodbye to, at the end of the summer, the last time we went to the boat. He'd say goodbye, sailboat. You've been a good boat to us, So I'd say goodbye, sailboat, or hotel rooms. My dad always said, if we stayed in the hotel room for 2 or 3 days or a week or whatever, he'd say goodbye, hotel room. You've been a good hotel room. So we'd be pulling our bags out, and I'd say goodbye, hotel room. But I don't know if it was because of, the chaos that I grew up in, from having, an alcoholic mother. I also think going back and forth from house to house, I didn't have a house, which was harder for me than I think I ever wanted to admit. I've even probably said the opposite of that on vlogs before, that it didn't really bother me, but I think it was harder than I ever maybe gave it credit, that I'd be at my dad's house, on a Wednesday night, sometimes Wednesday, Thursday nights, and he'd take me to school and pick me up, weekend, every other weekend, some 2 weekends, 3 weekends, it just depends, right? Or just depended. My parents did not fight over me, keeping it. So if I wanted to go to my dad's house, or if my dad wanted me for, for a family thing, or, to take me to a play or something like that, my mom would be like, yeah, sure. If my mom wanted to, go out with her girlfriends, my dad would watch me. It's if my dad wanted to go to Florida to visit his fraternity brother and his wife and their daughters for Easter, it was my mom's Easter or whatever, she'd say, yeah, take him. If he wants to go, There was never any fight over holidays or anything like that. I'm so thankful for that, that I wasn't pulled apart in the middle by parents like that, and they co-parented very, very well, even though they didn't like each other, But I do think that back and forth was I never really had a home base. And I grew up in a lot of chaos. And also, my parents were really some of the very first people to ever be divorced, or separated. Definitely separated within my grades of schools and in the neighborhood. And I definitely remember feeling that. Feeling like nobody else's parents are divorced or separated. I remember feeling very alone in that. In my neighborhood, which all the kids in the families were very nice in my neighborhood. Several of the dads worked with my dad. They were doctors as well. You know, my mom got along with everybody in the neighborhood. I think behind the scenes they were saying things. I said this in my other video as well, but they were saying, you know, on my Peterson's video, but they were saying things like, you know, Peter has it tough, and, you know, I think the parents probably knew Peter's pretty effeminate, he's probably gay, based on stereotypes, you know, don't make fun of him, you know, include him in things, because they always did. All the other kids in the neighborhood, you know, the boys and the girls were very nice to me and always included me in things, and so there was like only one incident that happened the whole time that I lived there that was not good, and I shared that on the Peterisms channel, so I'm not going to share it again over here, but it was just like one incident. I think I've actually even talked about it over here, about where we were caught smoking and drinking and stuff like that, and how that all kind of unfolded. But like, I didn't even think I shared this in my Peterisms video, but like the kids would ride down the street and they'd be like, smoker, drinker at me. But like, I think that lasted maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. Like it was very short-lived that happened. It was kind of like it was forgotten very soon. But like on my neighborhood, I don't know, I always felt like on the outside looking in, no matter where I was, I could be like with 2 of my closest friends, if I even had 2 close friends. Like even today, I could be with 2 of my closest friends and still feel like I'm on the outside looking in. I really do feel like that a lot, you know? But I've always had this issue with attachments. I get attached to places, physical places. I think that's because I never really had a consistent one, which is why I nest a lot today, I think. I think I got attached to TV shows and families and characters in TV shows. Listen to those crickets or cicada or whatever, how loud they are. Whatever that is, I think it's cicada. My dad used to say to me, when you hear the cry or the song of the cicada, it means summer's almost over. I remember my dad saying that to me when I was a kid. But anyway, I always had this issue with attachments and endings. I was always like had attachments with like stuffed animals, records, books, movies, TV shows, things like that, especially stuffed animals, and certain clothes, certain pajamas that I would love, and like if I started growing out of them, I'd become very upset that they didn't fit anymore, because I love these pajamas. They were like my favorite pajamas, because they represented like an era of my life, or like a time in my life, right? I think to this day, I still have an issue with endings and attachments. And I got very sad in my Peterisms video and started crying, so I don't want to do that today. But I was sitting at the pool and I was thinking, like, it feels like it was just yesterday that I was counting down the days till the pool opened, when summer was going to start. And now it's like, summer's almost over. I mean, I know officially people say summer is over on September 21st, but like, unofficially in Indiana, summer ends when the pool closes, which has always been, the pool opens Memorial Day weekend and closes Labor Day weekend. So I just was sitting at the pool and I started getting so sad. I just was like, I can't believe we only have a couple more days. I mean, now they're trying to push it and hopefully keep it open another week or 2 or a couple days, which would be really nice. But I started getting so sad. I mean, I still am going to have like several months to be able to sit out here and enjoy the weather. It was like last night it was cold. It's very clear outside at night, which, you know, it's like warmer when it's cloudier. It's very clear outside at night, and it's like dipping low into the 50s now. And so, which, I mean, you know, in the spring we'd be thankful for those kind of temperatures, right? But when it's been like 80 at night, no, we're not ready for that. So I'm hoping the next couple nights are kind of warm. I can already feel kind of a cool breeze. So I'm sure I'll have to put on my sweatpants and a hoodie again tonight. Last night I had my hoodie on and a coat, and my boots and everything. I'm just not ready for summer to be over yet. And then I started going down this whole line of things of like, there are all these things I wanted to do this summer that I didn't do. I always beat myself up about that. You know, you're never going to have the most perfect summer. I did a lot of things. I had took some wonderful trips, went to Mexico, went to Arizona and visited Mel with Nikki. I mean, I did some wonderful things. I had a fantastic summer. Okay, so I didn't go to the pool as much as I could have, you know? There's always next summer. I think it's hard for me, too, because I think it was like last year when I turned 50. I kept on thinking to myself, last year or the year before, when I was like 49, 50, whatever, my mom died when she was 64. And I think I keep thinking to myself, well, I have 14 or 15 more summers left. Like, what if I only, like, if I died when my mom died, I have 14 or 15 more summers. And she died very young, right? But that doesn't mean, I mean, we're not promised tomorrow, you know? And I don't know, like, I got so upset in my Peterson's video because I said I just don't want it to end. Not just summer, but all of it, you know? I don't. But I don't want to get sad again, so I'm going to get off here and I'm going to listen to a little bit of my audiobook while this is rendering, and then I can upload it. And then I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do for food tonight. I'm not really sure. And yeah, and there's that. So anyway, starting off September with a little bit of a longer vlog, which is good. And I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Friday and a fantastic beginning to your weekend. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want, or your week or weekend if you need to. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. Like I always say, you might be putting a smile on their face, you might be changing their day for the better, you might be making them happier, and you might be making them feel not so all alone. So it's nice to do that, right? And also, be kinder to one another, love one another a little bit more, and most importantly, be kinder and love yourselves a little bit more, because it all starts with you. And the more you are kinder to yourself, the more you love yourself, the more you'll be kinder and love others as well. And I love you guys so much. Happy September, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. It's out of focus. Love you.